Time for another stock review, this time Royal Gold, RGLD. I'm doing this for one of my members. If you are a member and you do a super chat above $5, I will do it very often straight away if I can. And that's what we're doing now. In this review, we're going to look at several things. We're going to look at the dividend payout. How often does it pay out? It needs to pay out regularly. Does it increase? How does it compare to the S&P? Looking at the latest trading charts on TradingView. What about the analysis using Seeking Alpha? Alpha spread. We're looking at the news, all the information on the dividend payout, latest news around the stock. We'll take a look at the website. We'll take a glance at the basic chart here. We'll also go over to show you all the intrinsic valuations, who's buying, who's selling, overview, financials, how the company is structured. All of that is happening in this video. So are you ready? If you like reviews and like honest facts, I don't pump and dump, I only own the S&P, you are in the right place. Okay, smash the like button, consider subscribing to the channel, and let's get straight into it. Can you make any money from this stock? Royal Gold is the name of the stock. Let's get a bit golden, shall we? Let's talk Royal Gold. Can you make money out of this stock? Is it all about gold bars? Well, we'll find out in a moment. I'm doing this for the very first time, unedited, live. All of this you're seeing is happening for the very first time. I do it all live, and it's completely unedited. So is this stock going up to the moon? Is it? Are we going into outer space? Well, we're about to find out. Let's get straight into our stock and see what we discover from Royal Gold. So, very nice. Coming from England, of course. I'm all about the royal family. Very nice indeed. So, what is Royal Gold? Let's take a big pan out and look at the way it's performed. It's very much like the S&P 500, and we'll demonstrate that in a moment. There's the maximum chart. Looks pretty good. Looks like a good solid stock, doesn't it? Let's scroll down and let's have a little read about it. Royal Gold engages in the business of acquiring and managing precious metal streams, royalties and similar interests. It operates under the acquisition and management of stream interests, an acquisition and management of royalty interest segments. The acquisition and management of stream interest segment focuses on metal streams, which are purchase agreements that provide in exchange for an upfront deposit payment the right to purchase all or portion of one of or more metals produced at a price determined for the life of the transaction. Very interesting. We've never done anything like this before. The acquisition and management of royalty interest segment is involved in non-operating interest in mining projects that provide the right to revenue or metals produced from the project. The company was founded by Stanley Dempsey on January the 5th, 1981, headquartered in Denver, Colorado. Okay, now if you'd like William Holmes Heisenbuttel, that's a good name, isn't it, on the show, you can. We do a Meet the CEO series. We meet CEOs all the time. What you do is I never go to them. You do, as the investors. Either they find out of my channel and come to me, or you go to them. So what you do is you email investor relations, tell them about our Meet the CEO. As you know, we rank #1 for most stocks that we cover now. I've demonstrated that on time and time again. We very often own the whole homepage of Google on a stock like we do for Gorilla right now. Just go and check it out. So they might like to come on the show and, bring their business to the world. I'm not here to pump and dump, but I am here to share information about great businesses. We love helping people grow and our members make money. Founded in 1981, 30 employees, very small company. Let's have a look. Volume, very, very small. Very, very small volume, 239. Average volume is 400,000. 8.69 billion is the market cap. Price to earnings ratio is 30 times earnings, so it's more expensive than the S&P 500. However, we've got a dividend of 1.2. Okay. We've got some analysis here from Morningstar. I don't take that as information because they're paid to say these things. 58% buy, hold, no one's really selling. So there you go. That behaves a little bit like the S&P then, isn't it? You're just buying and holding it. Robinhood investors, they like the stock, as you can see. Hedge fund managers, kind of 50-50. They're trading in and out of the stock. Recently, they've been dumping more of it. What about insiders? Insiders, they were buying a lot, buying less. Not really much selling going on. And if we look at that, that is purely transactional. What I mean by that is automatic transactional trades. They're not just dumping it. They're not dumping it because they don't like it. They're making automated tax positions. That looks quite normal to me. There's no big deal there. That's not scary at all, so that's fine. Let's have a little look down here. Let's look at the earnings. They seem to be, generally speaking, outperforming what Wall Street are projecting and steadily moving up, and it's making money. So far, we like this. The next earnings is February the 12th. If you are a member of the channel and you do a minimum $5 super chat, I will cover the earnings for you. We can do 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening, so we can cover that. Who else is buying the stock on Robinhood at least? Gives us an idea of the momentum of the stock. Barrick Gold, Eagle Mines, okay. What we're looking for is all of these type of stocks, all similar. And what we don't want to see is any, and we won't. There we go. Johnson & Johnson, solid stocks. We don't want to see Mullen. We don't want to see Coca-Cola. I was just about to say Coca-Cola at the same time as J&J. What does that mean? What that means is the right sort of people are buying it. Realty income. Real money is buying this. Old school money, which means they don't trade it. They just own it and reinvest the dividends. That means you can buy this stock, own it, not worry about it. It's being used as a retirement plan. People are just taking the dividends, very often reinvesting the dividends and just trimming off the top. That's very good. That gives stability in the stock. You can still trade it. However, it also provides stability. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's a buy so far, but of course that's very, very early days. Let's start off then. Tap the like button if you like this. Consider subscribing to the channel. Let's start off by looking at more information about the company so we can see what the company's all about. Here we go. The gold standard in precious metal investing. Precious metal investing, not mining, precious metal investing. Royal Gold provides investors exposure to precious metals without the risk of investing in traditional precious metal producers. Very interesting. You are investing in the in Royal Gold provides investors exposure to precious metals and without any of the risk of investing in traditional precious metal producers. Very, very interesting. Just out a few days ago, Royal Gold to participate in Raymark Financial Communications virtual non-deal roadshow. That's going back too far. We don't want any of that. So that's just a little glance at the website. Investor fact sheet. What does the fact sheet say? This is interesting. So we're going to look at this. So opportunity to capture value in precious metal sector without incurring many of the costs and risk associated with mining operations. Leverage to gold with the market leading return. Interesting. Royal Gold acquires and manages precious metal streams and royalties with a primary focus on gold. Successful business model and generates strong cash flow and high margin with a low cost structure, providing shareholders with a minimum precious metal investment. Company portfolio holds 175 producing, development, evaluation and exploration stage properties in some of the world's most prolific mining regions. Okay. All right, interesting stuff. We won't cover all of this. We could be here all night if we do, but if you want to pause the video at any of these points, you can pause it and you can read these statements yourself. Okay, I'm not going to go into all of that, but you can pause all of that if you want to. Now then, it's a dividend-paying stock. You saw we had realty income there, so people are looking for passive income. So what we need is to see that it pays out all the time and increases and not misses. So let's look at that first of all. Let's see if we've got that. Here is my dividend payout. Going back to 2012, you can see there, if I just zoom in as much as I can, 2012, 15 cents. Now, what we're looking for is it obviously pays out every quarter. We can see that. May, June, July, every quarter. All right, we're looking for consistent payouts and increasing. So here's my little bit of, what do they call it? Auctioneering. You ready? Here it comes. 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 21, 21, 21, 21, 20. I wouldn't be any good as a auctioneer, would I? 21, 21, 21, 21, 22, 22, 22, 22, 23, 23, 23, 24, 24, 24, 24, 25, 25, 25, 26, 26, 26, 26, 28, 28, 28, 28, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37, 40, 40, 40, 40. Right. So what we saw there, we saw in all that chaos, ever increasing payouts and never missing. Very good. Not a dividend king, hasn't been going long enough, of course, or a dividend aristocrat hasn't been going long enough, but this is looking very, very nice. Increasing payouts, increasing dividend payouts, and never missing. That's great. Perfect. So far, we've got a growth stock that also pays a dividend. That's what you want. A dividend paying stock for a retirement income, plus we have growth. So far, we're looking good. All right, what about back tests against the S&P? The S&P is in blue and Royal Gold is in green. This is where it might fall apart a little bit. Going back to 2015, if you put $10,000 in the S&P, you've now got 34, 3.5x. Well, gold, 10,000, you got 2.6x. So it's not performed as well as the S&P. Why then buy it? Why then buy it? Good question. If you look at the S&P, it's blue. If you look at green, look at Royal Gold, it's green. Well, the obvious reason why you might want to buy this is if you believe, first of all, that we're heading into difficult times of uncertainty. Gold tends to do well, better than tech, but then tech also solves issues with those macro conditions. So there's that to consider. But also what you see here is with Royal Gold, it's above and below the S&P. Above and below. Above and below. Maybe slightly above, currently below. Now, why do I tell you that? Because it's got a similar sort of growth, hasn't performed as well as the S&P. So what you can do with this is if you get the chart with Sensei on Sunday, and you buy at the right time, you can actually accumulate with this one. Now, in case anyone's asking, both of these figures is taken into consideration that we've reinvested the dividends. Okay, we have reinvested the dividends. So it's exactly the same. It's not like we didn't invest the dividends. We've invested the dividends along the journey, but it does present the opportunity to be able to trade slightly more than you would the S&P. So it's a good stock if you like trading. And accumulating by buying and selling, this could be interesting. However, if you do it on your main account, you're paying 20% just to get back in again. It kind of defeats the object. You would be doing this on your IRA. So I would suggest if you're trading this stock, Royal Gold, you'll do it on your IRA. You will reinvest the dividends. However, you won't auto reinvest. I wouldn't auto reinvest the dividends. I'd be putting them in at the right time. I never auto reinvest. That's a lazy way of doing it. Put your money back in on macro dips. So that's how I would run that. So far, great dividends. Compares to the S&P, allows you to trade. We like the sector. We like the diversity. All good so far. All right, now then let's move on. Let's now look at some news around the stock. You can see how it moves here. You can just simply trade this on its journey. But let's look at it first of all from Seeking Alpha's point of view. Now, if you're watching this live, you can get my Seeking Alpha and Alpha Spread software. There it is in the chat. If you're watching later, look below in the comments or in the description. You will find my links. Why do you want my links? Because you can get this information that I'm getting, but you can get it with a lifetime discount. You can get it with free trials. Without my referral, you do not get that. You don't get the discounts and you don't get the free trials. Right, Seeking Alpha analysts are saying buy. Wall Street are saying buy. Quant, the AI software, is saying hold. So we like this. Now then, valuation, D-. Valuation has improved recently. Not a bad time to buy then, perhaps. It was F, it's now down D-. It's improved. It's expensive though, right? It trades 30 times, but we'll look at the forward PE. This is important. Remember I mentioned the 30? Well, the forward PE is 26. That is cheaper than the S&P. However, that of the lagging indicator, I believe that's around about the same for the S&P right now. So anyway, don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% certain what the forward PE on the S&P is right now. I'm not looking at it, but 26 is a lot better than 30, but it is expensive, hence the D-, but it has improved from F. The forward PE is better. It's now not a bad time to buy it. All right. Short interest, none. 2.19. No short interest, no short squeeze, not enough volume. This stock will never short squeeze. It's not what that's about. And there's always somebody who wants to bet on things going down because, it's expensive. It can come down and you can buy more. All right? Okay. Right, let's move on down. We've looked at profitability. Growth is B+. That's an improvement over B. Profitability is A+. It's the same. It's standard and all the time does well. That's what gold does. Momentum is B+, up from B. Revisions A+, up from A-. So everything about this is now a buy from me. It's a buy from me. Absolutely, if you like this sector. There are other options, like you can just buy, I think it's called, I'm looking at it right now. Where is it? What's my gold stock? GLD, SPDR Gold Trust. You could buy actual gold with an ETF. So it's not actual physical gold, but you buy it through an ETF. That's another way to do it. SPDR. So in fact, it's not an ETF. I apologize. It's a stock, but you're tracking the spot price of gold. That's another way you can get exposure to this. All right. So now we've done that, let's have a little move on. So please do click subscribe, ring the bell, and tap the like button. Now we're going to go over to actually looking at the business itself. Now then, this part is through Alpha Spread. There's a link for Alpha Spread in the chat. Everybody else will find this below the video in the comments and information. And again, all my members can get a lifetime discount, which basically makes my membership for free. 131 today is the price. We are overvalued by 28%. That's what we said right off the bat. You're not going to get this undervalued. You're not going to get this cheap. 28%. Well, is it a growth stock? Yes, it is. It also provides a dividend. My limit is 25%. It's just slightly over. But the best case, and we are entering more instability next year, is undervaluation 16%. Worth 155, currently under 31. So yes, it actually is, considering it's a growth stock, actually is. Worst case, we're not there at all, so we can discount that. I would say we're somewhere between base and best, which would be at least the 25%. So that's a buy from that angle. Okay, what about the actual business itself? 669.5 million, up 9%, and expecting a nice little S-curve going into next year. Operating income up 16%, net income up 20%. We like that. Financing cash flow up 5%, investing cash flow up 13%, operating cash flow up 9%. Alrighty. What about the assets? Well, 3.3 billion in assets, 263 million in liabilities. Okay, that is about the right ratio. We don't want 50-50. We don't want the same. We don't want more liabilities than assets, of course, but we don't want too many liabilities. This is about right. What about the debt position? No short-term debt, no long-term debt. Very, very nice indeed. So the balance sheet should be good. The assets should look good. Let's scroll down. There you go. Gross margin of this particular business is very profitable. Gross margin is 85%, but what's the net margin? 43%. Yep, so we have a cash cow. It makes a lot of money. 43%. FCF margin 65%. Whoopsie daisy, it's not sharing on the screen, so let me just change that to there and come back to there and refresh the screen. It wasn't moving through with me. There we go. 12%. 12% ROCE, ROIC 9%, 9% ROA, 10% ROE. All right, I bet the balance sheet looks pretty good. There it is. Solvency 77%. Very, very good. Not going anywhere. Solid, reliable. You can invest in it. No risk here involved. It's always going to make you money over the long term. And if you buy it right, you can outperform the S&P if you do get it right. However, if you don't, you're better off just buying the S&P. Profitability, 61%. Not bad at all. Very good, in fact. Not excellent, but the only thing bringing it down is a positive revenue growth forecast. Other than that, we're looking great. What do Wall Street think? Well, 8% downside from here, worst case scenario, but the best... I beg your pardon. 8% upside, worst case scenario, 32% upside on average, and 49% upside from best. So it's definitely a buy from me, isn't it? There's nothing really to say against it. Very small amount of inside trading, nothing to talk about. Media isn't getting any attention. No one's talking about it. So I will rank number 1 for the stock. Once again, nothing here to compete with 8 months ago from Schwab and CNBC. Nothing there at all. So it's not even worth covering that news because it's out of date. There we go. It's 20-3. We're just about to ring the bell. Hopefully Sensei is about to call in. We're going to have a chart on Gorilla. But right now, Royal Gold. I don't buy individual stocks, but if I was, this would be something very interesting to me. I do think if you are not good at trading and that you don't follow Sensei's charts, you don't watch Ed Nevius for scalp trading, then this perhaps isn't right for you. If you could just buy the S&P and forget it, it will outperform it. However, if you do like to trade, and you are good at charts and so on, there's an opportunity here to buy the dips and reinvest it and buy it back up again and so on and so forth, and you can actually win. So it's a very interesting stock. I like this sort of business. It's a solid sort of business. It's got great company. You saw the J&J, Coca-Cola, all the solid businesses, solid money. Very, very nice indeed. Always pays dividends, always increasing. Just announced a new increase as well. So this is really, really great. So click above my head for all the links down below in the description. And over here, I shall put an event for tomorrow. We're doing a live event tomorrow you cannot afford to miss. This is GRRR stock. And down here, in fact, no, I won't put that there because by the time this comes out, this would have already passed. Up here, I shall put my Royal Gold playlist. I will now create a playlist. So if anyone wants me to cover earnings, there's more news, and this video does well, and we get a whole audience around it, I shall put a playlist here, which I'll add to. And down here, I'll put my Alpha Spread playlist. All the stocks I've reviewed, all down here, in order as they come out. So as you go to the playlist, they're all the latest ones at the top, and you can work your way down. Fantastic. There we go. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.